Hi Steve, just wanted to take the opportunity to welcome you to the University of Ottawa Skills and Simulation Centre. We've got a lot of technology here to sort of show you guys what we do as surgical residents to improve our skills in a safe setting, to minimize the risk for our patients, to improve the teaching and the quality of education. Given the time and financial pressures in the operating room, we really allow a lot of our learning to happen here.
I imagine that a lot of people in Ottawa wouldn't even really know about the existence of the Sim Centre and what you do here.
Definitely.
And how the application of all the research that's happened over the years is now being put into practice. And actually it is practice, right? Because you're practicing before you do the real thing.
Exactly. So there's tons of research, curriculum design, and then actual hands-on teaching and learning that happens in here. New things sort of happening every day, from individual basic skills at the medical student level to larger team-based scenarios and live procedures happening in simulation at the center here.
And now you're training residents and existing doctors and surgeons?
Exactly. So from medical students up to fully fledged staff surgeons come here to learn new skills and to refresh and practice existing skills.
And these doctors come from all over Ottawa?
Definitely. So we have our own University of Ottawa students and trainees and staff, and then from all over the world people come here to use the equipment that are here and the professional instructors that we have here as well.
Now what kind of stuff do you do here? What kind of technologies are you using, and how are you continuing to innovate and create new capabilities and new skills?
That's a good question. So we have very basic things from laparoscopic peg transfers, where we just move little pegs around on a board and it sort of feels a lot more like a game, to partial procedures on pig livers, to full procedures on a live anesthetized pig or on a cadaver, to team-based training scenarios where we have a mannequin that is able to respond and a tech is in the control room actually altering what that patient, I guess, is doing in that scenario, and we can simulate a full crisis happening, anything from a fire to a patient crashing.
Wow, a lot of people wouldn't really appreciate how much a team-based activity it is when you do surgery, right?
Very, and crises don't happen often, but when they do happen, we need to be prepared to handle them. And so being able to simulate a major trauma or a fire or a patient who starts crashing for an unknown reason is something that we want everybody to be on the same page with and safe and comfortable with here in case it does happen in real life.
And you film all these procedures and then you kind of talk about it, discuss it?
Exactly. So the debrief is where the learning happens. We record everything, and then we all sit down and watch it and talk about what went well, what didn't, and how do we improve it for next time for the perspective of the patient and their safety.
That's fantastic. And where does the technology come from?
So the technology comes from all over. It can be very basic technology to sort of the real equipment that we use in the operating room we bring over here, to virtual reality. So it's more the engineering side of it that works with the doctors to create the tasks that we need to simulate.
So research is very important.
Very important. That's how we push forward. That's how we innovate.
And funding for research is very important.
It is as well. It's always something that's hard to come by and everyone's sort of pushing for, but the funding is definitely necessary in order to create the innovation to improve our healthcare delivery.
And for all this research that's being done here in the hospital, obviously, in the labs here, in the clinical setting, and in the simulation center here, do you feel that you're part of the sort of ecosystem, the innovation ecosystem here in Ottawa now?
Yeah, the opportunities are limitless. So I'm currently doing a Master's of Education and did a fellowship in simulation just last year. And so my whole niche is to look at how we can combine the innovation and research to translate that into residency training and really make it applicable to the frontline healthcare delivery.
Do you think Ottawa is a leader in this field?
Definitely. So not just in terms of the center and the technology we have, but the quality of the instruction and the people that we have dedicated to improving and pushing forward and getting to the next best thing.
Yeah. Well, before we had this chat, you had me doing a little bit of manipulation here.
You did great.
What I can say is it's not easy. Huh?
It's not.
It takes a lot of practice and a lot of time.
Yeah, so most surgeons train for about 5 years as their core surgical training, and then potential additional years in subspecialty training to make sure that we are experts in the field that we're pursuing.
Wow. Well, I think it's fantastic that we can bring the Bayview Yards innovation capability to meet with research, development, and innovation that's happening here at the hospital.
Definitely.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.